He's back. Our favorite goofy Somnium detective Kaname Date is back for another adventure. It's not exactly the The Somnium Files 3 that some of us were expecting, but that doesn't make me any less excited for this entry. I did make a whole video on how great a character Kaname Date was already, so you're not going to hear me say no to more of him. While there are some changes for this entry that might make some people nervous, I'm ready for more character antics with this lovable cast of characters, and hopefully more fun puzzles and levels to complete with a similar mind-bending style as the first two games. No Sleep for Kaname Date is a visual novel developed and published by Spike Chunsoft. While it is from the world and involves the characters of the first two The Somnium Files games, I've been getting a vibe that the game is being regarded differently than those games. Maybe it is the lack of any reference in the title. However, the main reason for this disconnect to me is that No Sleep is the first game in this world written by someone other than Kotaro Uchikoshi. In this case, that writer and director is Kazuya Yamada. Now, Uchikoshi is still supervising Yamada, which is enough to satisfy me, but Uchikoshi was no doubt busy with the recently released The 100-Line Last Defense Academy, so it will be interesting to see how this new game turns out without him at the helm. All of the other major players behind the development of the first two games do return, so that should alleviate some worries. The game is scheduled to release on July 25th, 2025 for Switch, Switch 2, and PC. I'm really hoping before that release comes that we get more on the marketing side of things with regards to trailers and the like. I know spoilers are risky with these kinds of stories, but I simply want to know more, and also would like to have more footage to pick from for this video, thank you very much. To give credit where it's due, the mini voice skits that they've been putting out are nice and humorous. I will say based on what I'm seeing so far though, I would not advise playing this game without having at least played the first game in the series, which recently got a price cut for base price down to $19.99, which is a great deal that gets even better on sale. If you haven't played it already, I definitely advise doing that before playing No Sleep for Kaname Date. No Sleep for Kaname Date appropriately picks up the day after the events of the first game. That no sleep part of the title is no joke. It appears that Iris has gone missing and may have been abducted by aliens. She is stuck in a spaceship and must complete an escape game to, well, escape. She does get one phone call though, and she uses her one phone call for the assistance of Kaname Date, sinker from Abyss, who will have to use his sinking and investigating prowess with his trusty AI eyeball, Aiba. The game will unite both the cast of the original The Somnium Files with some of the characters that either were introduced in Nirvana Initiative or gained greater prominence there for a new adventure. However, the main focus is on Date and Iris, which I'm okay with, and Kazuya Yamada noted that there were so many comments about wanting Date back as protagonist, so they made it happen. Will he be able to save Iris by solving the third eye game? Well, that would be up to us players now, wouldn't it? Simply put, for me, the biggest appeal to this game is more time with characters I already love. Seeing Mizuki, Date, Aiba, Iris, and more interacting, bonding, and fighting is more than enough to get me in the door. What I expect is more fun character shenanigans, and anything more we can get on top of that will be a great bonus. The beauty of the series thus far has been the mind-bending ideas, the humor, and the heart. I have faith that No Sleep for Kaname Date will be able to bring all of those again, or at the very least, the last two. If we can get that, I am more than satisfied with my time playing the game. It will be interesting to see how they develop the characters during this game since it is in such a compressed timeline while also being the integral between The Somnium Files and Nirvana Initiative. It's a unique challenge and I hope they're up for it. Now, when it comes to gameplay, I have a better idea for how this game is changing things up and expanding the formula. I've seen a lot of people compare the additions to the Zero Escape games, which Uchikoshi made before making The Somnium Files, but since I have not played those, I won't do anything more than acknowledge that other people have been saying that. The game appears to emphasize three sides of gameplay: Somnium, Investigate, and Escape. For those who played the first two games, the Somnium and Investigate states are exactly what we've come to expect. The Somniums are wild dives into the subconscious of subjects to piece together what they might know to aid in our search for Iris. You only have 6 minutes to unlock the mental locks and uncover what someone might be hiding. Time moves only when you move and act though, and you can slow things down with timies to give yourself more time for particular actions. Also, if you think the characters get into wacky hijinks in the real world, just wait until dream logic takes hold. It's a great time. The Somniums really showcase the creativity of the development team, while also giving a lot more insight to the various characters, since typically we are syncing into characters that we already know and have an established relationship with. Investigating happens out in the real world, where we will interview suspects and witnesses, use Aiba's powers to see through walls, zoom in, and more, use the wink sync mechanic introduced in Nirvana Initiative to get smaller insights into characters' mindsets, and examine physical locations in the area for clues. Or we're going to be examining the physical environment to get all the nice little extra puns and interactions that come from that. We're gonna have to see what insects Aiba is obsessed with this time. All of that is great and tends to be the highlight of my time playing iGames, but No Sleep has changed things up with the escape sequences. Now, my history with escape sequences in games has always been a little dicey, but I'll have you know I have recently beaten a few escape rooms with my friends and family in real life, so for the No Sleep escape portion, I'm well prepared. In this mode, you'll mainly control Iris with help from Date, and have to piece together items and stuff from around the space to solve encryptions and escape. There are moments though that you will be switching between Iris and another character. The only one that I've seen so far in the trailers is Ota, but I'm kinda hoping there's more variety than just him. Having to switch between characters for the escape also helps add another layer to the game. I could see this being the highlight of the experience given the expansion of the options to work with while being distinct from the Somniums, because these sequences are set in the real world. Just a real spaceship world, possibly. Obviously, it will be difficult to tell the quality of this part of the gameplay without playing it for myself, but I'm excited for this new element, and I think it could be a nice addition to the series moving forward. As for presentation, the game looks pretty similar to Nirvana Initiative. The second game improved the animation of the characters and the action segments, and thus far No Sleep seems to be matching that, but it's difficult to tell without more examples of action in the footage shown so far. Another reason for more trailers. The character designs have always been very memorable, but it's hard to hype them up when the vast majority are simply repeats from the previous games. The new characters seem fine, I guess. The biggest thing for me with any The Somnium Files game, though, is making sure that all of the voice cast returns, and thus far that appears to be the case, along with bringing in some talented newcomers. Greg Toon, Erica Harlicker-Stone, Jackie Lastra, Karina Betker, these games would not be the same without their talents on the English voice acting side of things. I think anyone who's played the English dub of these games will agree with my point on that. The music has sounded alright from what I've heard thus far, and there doesn't appear to be much new when it comes to UI and UX for the game. Overall, the presentation appears to be more of the same, which is okay in my book. I'm not expecting No Sleep for Kaname Date to be a particularly revolutionary game for the series. Due in part to the time constraint on the plot and its status as an integral, I'm hoping for solid character moments that reinforce the love I have for this cast, maybe some new intriguing sides to characters I hadn't considered before, and on the gameplay side of things, I see more opportunities for innovation, and I'm looking forward to seeing how it all comes together, from the escape sequences to our usual investigating and somnium diving. If No Sleep can match those expectations, I see no reason for series fans not to be excited for it and dive in when it releases later this month. What do you think of all that we have seen and learned about No Sleep for Kaname Date so far? Let me know in the comments, and leave this video a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel for more videos if you enjoy RPGs, strategy games, and the occasional detour into games that catch my eye like and I hope to see you all in the next video. Have a great day, and happy gaming.